What's going on, gamers? It's your boy Diggs Gaming. Welcome back to Off Huntington's Gaming News, and I've got a lot of gaming news to go through tonight. But first, KV gave me an update on Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, the updates that we were expecting to see this month. She texted them to me as she could not be here, unfortunately, and I'm going to read word for word what she texted me. So what she said was, we're getting Silver Rathas and Gold Rathan. Hopefully I pronounced those right, as well as the monster that we already knew that we were getting. Weekly event quests will begin August 18th. New afflicted monsters are on their way. This will add a new tier of A5-star anomaly quests. We will get a new tier for all future updates as well. A new system called Anomaly Investigations is coming. As you rise the rank of the quest, you'll take on more powerful monsters. The quest details are random, and you'll get special rewards for completing them. There's a new upgrade system as well called Quevos Crafting. Hopefully I pronounced that right. That will further customize your weapons for your personal hunting style for armor. The upgrades are random. In the Anomaly Research Lab, you can exchange items from your investigations for useful items in Quevos Crafting. Now, this is going to come out on August 10th, so it's already out by the time of this recording. As soon as you reach master level rank 10, you'll be able to hunt the new monsters, and there's also going to be paid DLC, but it is all visual effects and has no impact on the gameplay. So that is pretty exciting. And again, there's still more to come for this. I know if KB was here, she would just be so excited talking about this. Up next, I got updates for Gamescom. So Gamescom opening night is going to be on August 23rd. And one game that we know is going to be there is Sonic Frontiers. That is going to have a new trailer as well as a demo available at Gamescom. At this time, we still don't know when that game is going to release. We're still waiting for the official release date, so maybe we're going to get that with this new trailer. Microsoft is going to be there. They're going to have their own booth, and they're going to have their own event on August 25th to show the content that they're going to have coming out for the next 12 months. So that's going to be pretty exciting. Two other games that we're going to see at Gamescom: Lies of P, which is kind of a spiritual successor to Bloodborne. So we'll get a new trailer for that. And we're going to get another look at Return to Monkey Island. I know a lot of people are going to be excited about that one because they've been waiting for a new Monkey Island game. So those two games are also going to be there. And Jeff Keighley has stated to expect some cool surprises. Now, Jeff Keighley tends to overhype his events like the Game Awards and, of course, Gamescom. So temper your expectations a little bit because, again, he overhypes them a little bit. I know he's excited about them, but he does tend to go a little overboard with the hype train. But last year we got our first real look at Elden Ring, so hopefully we can get something that's pretty exciting. But yeah, I'm just gonna temper my expectations. Hopefully Gamescom is good, but we're just gonna have to wait and see on that. Moving on, THQ Nordic had its showcase this week, and they showed off a good number of games. And actually, they still have a lot of unannounced games, including a South Park game could be in the works. They actually teased that they could be working on the South Park game. So that's pretty interesting. But the three games that I wanted to talk about were Alone in the Dark remake, SpongeBob the Cosmic Shake, and Outcast 2. So Outcast 2. Outcast was really, I believe it's the first true open world game. And then it got, I believe it was a remaster or a remake or whatever you want to call it. So it got that a few years ago. And now we have a trailer for Outcast 2. And man, the game looks absolutely amazing. I really do love open world games. This might be one that I will check out. Now, SpongeBob the Cosmic Shake, this is one where I'm definitely going to buy because this just looks like a spiritual successor to Battle for Bikini Bottom, or you could call it a sequel to like Battle for Bikini Bottom or the movie game, because it's going back to SpongeBob being a platformer. And Battle for Bikini Bottom, that was probably the best SpongeBob game we got. I really grew up on that game, and the Cosmic Shake, it looks like it's taking a lot of elements from that game, really expanding upon what you can do with a SpongeBob game. It really does look great, and I can't wait until this game comes out. It really looks like THQ Nordic is putting a lot of love into this game, and hopefully that's what it comes. But really, the big one is the remake for Alone in the Dark. For Alone in the Dark, I'm under the belief that if we don't get Alone in the Dark, I don't know if Resident Evil comes to fruition, because Alone in the Dark, that really showed what you can do with a survival horror game. I mean, Alone in the Dark, it was big when it released, and then of course Resident Evil came along, expanded upon what you could do with a survival horror, and Alone in the Dark kind of lost its way with the 2008 game, and then Alone in the Dark, whatever that was called, Illumination, something like that. I mean, it really took a dark turn, and now it's going back to its roots. And with this remake, what they've said is you're going to have two protagonists. I believe it's taking place in like Louisiana, and just what this game looks like. It looks like it's very creepy, a lot of scares, and just everything that we would expect from a survival horror game. And it really does look like it's going to be a really, really good game. So if you're a survival horror fan, definitely keep an eye out for this one. And really, for horror games, we're getting a good number of them coming out in the next year. I mean, you have this one, you have Resident Evil 4 remake, and just so many others that it's just absolutely amazing what's going on. And again, with Alone in the Dark remake, sorry, I went a little bit on a tangent, but I mean, this is a big one right here. Next up, we got the beta and early access dates for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So, as we all expected, PlayStation does get the first crack at this. So, for early access for PlayStation, it's going to be September 16th to the 17th, and then an open beta from September 18th to the 20th. And then early access for Xbox and PC is from September 22nd to the 23rd. That's another open beta for PlayStation as well. And then the final dates for open beta is September 24th to the 26th. So if you're a fan of Call of Duty, definitely make sure that you know when the open beta is coming. Moving on, last week we talked about Sony's response to Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard and how it's going to change the landscape of gaming, that Call of Duty is basically untouched, that it has no rival, it can't be replicated even with an unlimited amount of resources, and it could really turn the tide in what console people buy. And then Microsoft had its response that there are competitors to Call of Duty, that it's not going to change the landscape of gaming, and also the fact that they have talked about this time and time again, that it just would not be profitable to make Call of Duty exclusive. And we all know this. It's not going to be a good idea for Microsoft to make it exclusive. And I know what a lot of people are thinking, well, yeah, Xbox is not going to be able to afford that, but Microsoft, they can absorb the hit. They could still make it exclusive. And I'm going to say this again. They can't make this exclusive because they told the FTC that they are not looking to make Call of Duty exclusive, that they are planning to keep it on other platforms. And if they go back on that promise, they would have lied to a federal organization. You do not lie to the FTC. You better go through on what you said, because if you don't, the FTC can literally gut your company. So this is what they said to the FTC. They have to take them at their word. They have to do what they told the FTC that they are going to do, or else they are going to be in a lot of trouble. And it's not going to be the last time I say that. I know that, but you really have to understand, when they tell this to the FTC, it means that's going to be their plan, and that they don't plan on making it exclusive, because they can't after they told them that. And they also said that Sony has been paying developers to keep games off of Xbox Game Pass. Now, I look at this and I'm still a little confused, because I don't know if they're necessarily saying that they're paying third-party developers for exclusive games to not come on Xbox at all. They're just paying for them not to be put on Xbox Game Pass, but they're still coming to Xbox. I'm not entirely sure, because we have seen it both ways, where Sony has paid for third-party exclusive. I mean, we saw that with Stray, we saw that with Deathloop. Of course, we've seen that with Final Fantasy, but we also see where games not necessarily come to Game Pass as day one. And I'm really confused as to what exactly Microsoft is trying to say. But either way, it's just a part of gaming. It really is. It's been a part of gaming for a long time, these exclusive deals. And we've seen it from Microsoft, we've seen it from Nintendo, and we've seen it from Sony. That's just how the gaming industry works. And it's really interesting, this back and forth between Sony and Microsoft, where you have Sony going one extreme with the Activision Blizzard deal that they feel it is really going to change the landscape of gaming, or they say it's going to change the landscape of gaming, that Microsoft is going to have a big advantage. Then Microsoft saying, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And it really is interesting because both of these companies, they do have a bottom line. And if Sony feels like this is going to hurt their sales, they're gonna say stuff like this. I mean, you would expect this from Sony, and then you would expect this response from Microsoft. But we know this deal is going to go through. I think everybody knows at this point that this deal is going to go through. But I mean, Sony's still going to put in their 2 cents on this, and then Microsoft, of course, is going to answer back. It's really funny how all of this has been going down this last couple of weeks. But again, just don't worry about this at all. We know this deal is going to go through. And really, for Microsoft getting Activision, yeah, it's a big win for them, but they still have to do something with the developers, like they still have to do stuff with Bethesda and all the other companies that they bought. Just because they have the companies doesn't necessarily mean that it's over. They still have to produce good games. And we'll see what happens when they do this. We'll see. Next up, Spider-Man PS4 Remastered landed on PC earlier this week, and it got amazing reviews. People were absolutely loving this game on PC, and it is PlayStation Studios' second most played game on PC. It was behind God of War, and really, nobody's really shocked by this. They did a really good job putting this game to PC. From what I heard, I don't play on PC, so I'm not entirely sure, but from what I heard, they did a great job with this. And yeah, I mean, it really is interesting that Sony didn't think of doing this earlier, because there were a lot of people that wanted to play these games on PC, and Sony's probably kicking themselves for not doing this earlier. But I mean, it's been a big hit for them, and we're going to see more of these games come to PC in the future. We know that Miles Morales is going to come to PC at some point, and we have an idea on other games that are going to come to PC. And this is just something that is still going to be an even bigger hit for Sony as they keep getting better at this and as they keep putting more games on there. Yeah, this was a great idea for Sony, and they are really doing a good job just getting better and better with each PC release. Next up, Sony has stopped reporting shipments on PS4s, and the final total for the amount that they have shipped is 117.2 million. Now, units shipped does not necessarily mean units bought. Just keep that in mind. So they have shipped over 117 million PS4s. That is unbelievable, because this was a big console for Sony coming off the PlayStation 3, where yeah, they got better towards the end of it, but it was rough for them. And with what they were able to do with everything that they did with the PlayStation 4, just making it consumer friendly again, all the games that they had put out, they did a great job with that console and that generation. And you just felt proud of Sony after the whole thing, with how they were able to rebound after the questionable decisions from the PlayStation 3, and being able to rebound and show why they are still big players in the gaming industry. Next up, Multiverse is the Warner Brothers fighting game, has already reached 10 million players, and the game hasn't even launched yet. The game is still in beta, and we've already hit 10 million players. That's pretty amazing when you consider all of this. And there are going to be a lot of people that are going to want to play this game. And from what I've heard, people are just having fun with it. I mean, it really doesn't shock me, considering all the characters from Warner Brothers and just having all of this. This was really a good idea, and it looks like they executed it very well. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick this one up. I'm not big on fighting games, but I might. I already have. I think it's Meliodas that is trying to talk me into getting it. But yeah, really good job with this game so far. Next up, it is official. Loot boxes are leaving Overwatch on August 30th. And this is really good. This is really good to hear, because we all know the controversy behind loot boxes and the fact that it's a form of gambling and that it can take advantage of younger gamers, and that you have some countries that are banning loot boxes. Well, now they're leaving Overwatch. Well, they're no longer going to be available for sale, but you can still earn standard loot boxes, which I'm guessing is you're not going to buy them. They're just going to be something in the game that you earn over time. That's pretty much what they're saying. You can earn those, but you can't buy them anymore, which that's really good to hear because again, loot boxes are just so controversial, and the fact that they're leaving Overwatch, I know that's going to make a lot of gamers happy. Next up, we got an announcement for a new video game movie, and it's based on Pac-Man. There's going to be a live action Pac-Man movie, and I don't know how to feel about this. I don't really know why you would do this. I don't know if this would actually work. Pac-Man in a live action movie. Yeah, this does not look good. I just do not see this ending well. Let me know what you guys think about this. Next up, 3 games that have been delayed. Nightingale, Marvel Midnight Suns, and Hogwarts Legacy have all been delayed till 2023. Nightingale and Marvel Midnight Suns do not have an official release date, while Hogwarts Legacy does have an official release date of February 10th. Well, now we finally have the release date for Hogwarts Legacy, and that was really the biggest game left. Now we're waiting on Sonic Frontiers and a few others to have their official release dates. But yeah, Hogwarts Legacy has been delayed by a few months. We were expecting this game holiday of this year. That is not happening anymore. It is coming out February 10th. And really what's interesting is the first quarter of 2023 is really looking very strong. Dead Space remake that's coming out in January. You also have Forspoken that's coming out. Hogwarts Legacy right here. Resident Evil 4 remake. And that's just off the top of my head. I know there's more games coming. And really, that's just something where 2023 looks like a very strong year. Now, Nightingale and Marvel Midnight Suns have also been added to that. Really, a lot of great games are coming out in 2023. And the only question is, what do you buy right away and what do you wait on? That's really the question that we're coming to right now. And that is all the gaming news I have for today. And as always, I will see you guys next time.